I would like to start from a roll call from my right.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Councilwoman Amelia Inman.
Councilwoman Yolanda Murphy. Mayor Reynolds.
Councilman Darrell Honore.
Councilwoman Diane Howard.
Thank you so much. At this time, we will have a moment of silence. If everyone could please silence all phones. Silence all phones if you can. Thank you. At this time, the approval of the agenda. Council, whenever you're ready.
I'd like to make a motion to approve tonight's council meeting, Monday, July the 6th at 5:30 p.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. At this time, we have on the agenda public comments. This is the general public comment right now. Actually, do you have anyone that has signed up for general public comments?
We will start with Ms. James.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
My name is Miss Denise James. I live on my address is 2573 Reagan Street, Lithonia. My general concern is, I guess it's a concern. Y'all tell me, but we have a lot. Our street on Reagan Street is real small, and because we have a lot of apartments down at the bottom of the hill, they come through our street going very, very fast. And most of everybody on our street are seniors. And so I wanted, one of my concerns were, is there any way that we could get like the speed bumpers on our street? Because the young people that come through there, they be trying to back out. A lot of us still drive and try to walk down the street for exercise. And so it's just so scary trying to walk, because there's so many coming through just flying. I think the speed limit, when I first moved, I think it's like, 25, 15? But it's one little sign, and it's just about faded out, so they don't even pay the sign any attention. So that's one of my concerns. My other concern is the buses that come down our street, school buses, trucks, they knock our lines down, they knock our cable down, they run over our trash cans. So I'm just wondering, could they go down another street, maybe going from the school parkway, could they go straight down? And my other concern is that maybe that's going to come on later, but I was told that they are trying to build some apartments right behind our house. And the way they're going to build, they're going to be right in our backyard. So, we like to go to bed at a certain time. It's going to be a lot of apartments with children, with kids. So my concern is that it's just going to be too close to our backyard. It's going to be too much noise. It's going to be too much. I just don't think it's going to be a lot of apartments trying to be capable. So that's my concern. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Got you. Thank you.
Ms. Denise.
We were listening. Thank you. All right. Anyone else for general public comments?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I prepared a speech, so if I don't look at you guys in the eyes the whole time, just looking at my phone. If this is not a public comment, you guys can stop me at any time. So, good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Kimberly, and I would like to start off by introducing myself. To be brief, I am a proud long-term resident of this area as I attended Lithonia Middle School and graduated from Lithonia High. I also graduated from Georgia State University in the fall of 2022 with a Bachelor of Art in Political Science, and am now currently attending the Bush School at Texas A&M, where I'm pursuing my MPA and specializing in nonprofit management with a focus in youth development education policy. I'm here today to advocate for an overlooked pocket of our community. Currently, my neighborhood is categorized as unincorporated DeKalb County, bordering both Stonecrest and Lithonia. Because we lack municipal oversight, our streets have turned into an unregulated, hazardous parking lot. Cars are being parked on both sides of our roads, creating blind spots and blocking traffic. This is a safety hazard for multiple reasons, and when we look for local code enforcement, they resolve this danger. We are caught in a jurisdictional loop. Last week, a major delivery truck was entirely trapped, and I am seriously concerned that a fire truck or maybe even an ambulance truck would be similarly blocked during a life or death emergency. As we all know, DeKalb County is undoubtedly large in size, and because of that, their attention is divided across a massive region, and they are not able to manage our local streets in a timely manner. Other issues such as slow emergency response times, zero voices in zoning laws, ignored infrastructure decay, as well as loss of local tax dollars are all results of not being or formally having a city to account to. Unfortunately, the rest of my speech is probably going to go into the budget, so I probably have to stop there, but that is my concern as of right now.
Thank you, Ms. Can you state your address?
My address is 1961 Pittston Farm Road, Lithonia, Georgia 30058. And so that is where the concern comes in, is that it states Lithonia, but it's not actually Lithonia. And I was just made aware of this last week. So, thank you.
We'll be in touch, okay?
Thank you so much.
And did you leave your number?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comments? All right. All right, at this time, we have next the consent agenda. We have a number of items that you all will need to approve as far as minutes are concerned, looks like it.
I'd like to make a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Ms. Ashley, I want to make sure this is the time for public hearing. I need to close out and go into get a motion. I can? Okay, perfect. All right. At this moment, the public hearing has been set on the agenda. We all know the rules and regulations of the public hearing. Of course, we have to hear for and against. And who do we have first? Will it be for or against? Okay, we can do against first. Yes. Okay, all right. So we have a public hearing that is on the agenda for two locations at 6801, 6787 Park Drive. This will be a zoning issue. That's what I have. All right, who is here? Against first, yes. Mr. Gardner. Two separate. 6787 Parkway Drive.
I say
Hi, Mr. Gardner.
Good evening. My name is Nathan Garner. I live at 2580 Reagan Street, and I am against the rezoning. My biggest concern for the rezoning and why I'm against it is the fact that there is a reservoir present on that property. I don't know how much y'all have done towards figuring out if that is even safe to build on, because as we know, reservoirs have holes in them. So, when you put weight on them, they fall down, and it's an old reservoir. So it's a concern for me about how much thought has been put behind whether or not the reservoir is even safe. Is the soil contaminated? Because that's going to be a problem not only for the residents, but for the construction workers that work on that area when they put up the apartment complex. Another thing that I'm concerned about is the fact that only 80% of all the units have to only have one elderly person in them, and the rest of it is free game. And so essentially it is going to be an apartment complex. There's one right down Park Place. And so I feel like they're too close to each other. I would much rather have single family homes in that area if you were going to build there in the first place. I'd rather there nothing be built there, but if you are going to build there, single family homes, because you're going to have 250 to 300 people. My understanding is there's no fence going to be around that apartment complex. So you're going to have people walking into my neighbor's yards, because I live on Reagan Street, and they're going to have a ton of walking activity on my street. And so those are my main concerns of why I'm against it. That's my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Who's next? Mr. Llewellyn, is that what you're saying? Okay. Mr. Llewellyn, you want to stand? You want to stand right there? You okay?
Okay, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I can talk loud in that mic.
Okay.
Good evening, but I live at 6747 Field Street, right up the hill of the old Baptist church then. We stopped this thing about 2, 3 years ago because we didn't want it then, we don't want it now. The thing is, there's no infrastructure set up for what y'all trying to do. I see people start working on the sidewalk. We should stop there at the church. Over the hill, there's a whole lot of granite over there. And I would like to come here and say, and where y'all go? We fix traffic, the streets not wide enough. If you let that go through first, how we gonna get in and out of place, right? It's hard to get in and out there right now. So let's sit down and get a planning and put out some people. If y'all put the sign in the trash, you know, you can set up a barricade. There's only one up there. It should be this okay. I'm against it. I'll show you something that is possible. If nobody needs money, everybody needs money. So that's not something to do with the help for everybody.
Yes,
And
sir.
if stop all that noise on the weekend, you know, stop that 7 years ago, we still got all that crazy off.
Understood. Who's next? Mr. Coleman? Coleman? Oh, Mr. Coleman? Oh, he's saying, I can't hear it.
Good
evening.
evening. My concerns are mostly the same as what everybody else is saying, but I'll try to keep it. And I live at 2566 Phillips Street. Thank you, Mr. Fleming. So my apartment, my property will be located right, this project would be right at the back of my property. So therefore I am against this. Now, the reasons why, here again, the infrastructure. So the streets are just too narrow for anything. I've actually been on the street where there was a utility truck and I couldn't get out and they didn't want to move. I had an emergency to get through. So you have to take these things into consideration. If somebody's sick, they need to get out of the street. The streets already, besides being small and narrow, they need to be repaved. They need to be widened. On my street alone, there's a pothole that's been there for over a year. I've called Lithonia twice. I've called, they sent me to the DeKalb, then they sent me to Stonecrest, and nobody's fixed it yet. It's a deep hole. I almost tore my tire off that hole. So that needs to be done. Street conditions need to be taken into consideration. And also, I'm worried about crime. Right now, there are people come through my backyard as it is going through this place. So if you have this condensed area, this small area with all those people in that little area, and then they have visitors, you don't know who's going to be coming around there. Like they said, no fence around the place. I think it's only a 3-foot buffer or something. That's not enough. And if there is a reservoir there, I worry about sinkholes already because DeKalb County told me under our street is washing away because the water runs all the time. So there's a lot that needs to be done to get this up to par for us to be able to consider something else. And I would prefer single family homes as well if you're going to put anything there. There are a lot of seniors in this area, most of them fixed incomes. How is this going to affect our taxes? What's going to happen with that? And again, yes, we know the city needs money to do all the repair improvements that we need, but there should be another way to be able to come up with that. As far as the environmental impact, probably remediation needs to be done in that area to see if the soil can even hold that type of property. I worked in environmental science, and also that increase in traffic is going to affect the air quality. You can't have that many people in one area, that many cars, and don't affect the air quality. You can't walk around here as it is. I tried one day, and it was crazy. I thought I was going to get killed. So those are things that I'm concerned about. Just one other thing. I think that's all I got. Oh, an increase in crime. I'm worried about that too. Yes, ma'am. We have a lot of homeless people around here too. And I don't know about anybody else, but I know people on other streets that said that people are walking around. If you get more people coming, you don't know who's coming in the area. I already have to fight that on a daily basis, and I can't even get the police to come down my street. Not just to show up. They have a presence. So what are we gonna do with all these additional people, and we have no police presence?
And your address is at
2566
you're in
Street,
city of
Lithonia.
Lithonia or this? Okay.
Well, it goes across our property, the boundary, but I pay city of Lithonia taxes.
On your taxes, got it.
Okay.
And you have the address, Ashley? Okay.
There are more people walking down that street with non-residents than residents on the street. It's only 6 houses on that street.
Okay.
So we have enough noise.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Who's next? Mr. Watson.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Honorable Mayor, City Council members, fellow residents. My name's Steve Watson. I'm at 6585 Parkway Drive for almost 40 years now. Our family has been in the city of Lithonia well over 100 years. I'm speaking on behalf of the residents in strong opposition to the spot rezoning of the aforementioned properties on Parkway. Not that we're anti-growth, but fiercely pro-compatibility. Proposal is a radical and incompatible disruption to the community structure. It's R60, 28 homes could be built on that property, on that 3.9 acre tract. They're looking at 78 units in there. That's 300% increase, nearly 3% density. Not to mention the fun things that go with it. You know, DeKalb County has zoned our neighborhood R60 to preserve that small lot, quiet, family living opportunity. Greatly contrasted by the RM75, which violates the DeKalb County Comprehensive Plan requiring new development to protect and complement existing neighborhood. The two are so vastly different that a mandatory and permanent 50-foot buffer must be between those two properties, between any property bordering R60. And that's Chapter 27, Article 5, DeKalb County Building Codes. Not to belittle the fact, Evans Mill, Main Street, and Parkway, we're talking almost 500 cars a day. They're going to go to work in the morning. They're going to come home at night. They don't have after school activities. They're going to go shopping. Safely, you couldn't do that. You couldn't put that many cars in that area. Not maintained. But knowing the proposed site includes, as mentioned, the city water reservoir, has a phase 1 ESA been completed? If not, I would say we demand a full cycle deferral until such time that the geotechnical subsurface investigation report, the watershed and sewer capacity evaluations are made part of the public record. The stormwater runoff is going to be an immediate threat of flooding for people around that property. But in closing, the R60 designation promised a stable environment to raise families. It was a promise to the citizens who invest their lives and savings in DeKalb County, and that RM75 zoning shatters that promise. Proposal fails to meet the county's own compatibility standards, and therefore we respectfully urge the council to deny this application. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you so much. Well said. Who's next? Mr. Tex?
Good evening. My name is Michael Jackson. I live at 2624 Reagan Street. I've talked to the chief about several issues, but this is something totally different. My first question is, what does the city benefit from this apartment complex? Anybody know?
Yeah. Question, council?
I mean, what is the benefit to the citizens?
We're here listening. We can't.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, that's a statement I'd like to make.
Okay.
The other statement is, I'm a director for home care. I work for a company called Here, what we do is provide home care for seniors. I go to some of the greatest high rises you can think of. Matter of fact, National Church Registry, you know, they got huge complexes they allow me to go to. I talk to seniors and I see them. And that 55 and over really is not 55 and over. They got the grandbabies and the babies and the moms and everybody else living in the same complex. Meantime, they got the kids running over. Okay, I go to all of them. I go to what's the one city down in Union City? Huge complex. But it really don't. They're only going to have, from what I saw, out of the 276, something like 63 seniors living in it. That's not a senior housing complex. That's a project. That's a modern day project. And for my purposes, I vote against it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Who's next? Kathy Nicole, hey.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
That's a council decision or mayor decision?
Okay, so we have a vote on the 10 minutes has been set, you can extend it if you wish, but it'd be a motion to vote to extend it for yourself.
I'd like to make a motion to extend it for what additional 5? I was seeing if they wanted to. 10 minutes, additional 10 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. You say something different.
I'm
Just
okay
make
with
the
the
motion.
10.
Just make it.
Just make it.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to extend the discussion for 10 minutes.
Is there a second?
I'm confused. We have 10 minutes, so you allowing 20 minutes? Is that what you're saying per person?
I was asking for
10 more
everyone's.
minutes. Per side. 10 more minutes. Just over 10 minutes.
Can I get a second first and then go in discussion?
Second.
All right, now discussion.
Yeah, please.
We're just trying to change the time, give you some more time.
You guys, we're asking for a consensus, right?
Okay, for a consensus, 2 minutes per side, not per executive.
The discussion is, they need to know. In a public hearing, each side get 10 minutes to speak, not per person issue. So this issue for Gaines has expired, 10 minutes already. So then we're voting to increase it 10 more minutes. That's what we're doing. So we're about to vote.
Quick question, I'm sorry. Ms. Ashley, how many more people do you have on that list? If I can ask this question, before we make a final decision, is there a way we can just find out really quickly? So that way we know if we need to extend it by 10 minutes? Okay, if you don't mind saying the names real quick, so I can make a better assessment. Are you for or against? Oh, the lawyer said we have to make a motion. Yeah, he did. That's why I said, would you guys like the extra 10 minutes in general for your side? So can we vote now?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you so much. All right, Ms. Nicole, proceed.
Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Yes.
Good evening, Mayor and Council again. my concerns about this development as it does, it's a 3.09 acres of land. They're wanting no fence, no buffer. They want to even reduce the market and increase the units from our comprehensive plan. 80% of it has to be 55 and up. So at that point, there's about 62 units that have that one person 55 and up. That is not a single community. So all the other 16 units can be anything goes, and once the one senior is there, it can be anything goes. Right now, Max Cleveland going east, we already have 4 apartment buildings out there, including the one right behind us. And as what it says in there, 276 unit residents in this apartment buildings. If they follow the +1 rule, which I'm not sure if they could follow the +1 rule, that would be 354 residents if they could follow the +1 rule. I'm against it because you have a lot of single family homes in there. There are some duplexes and some triplexes from the housing authority, but most of those duplexes are self-owned. They're not rentals, or else they're duplex that the person owns it and rents out the other side. On Reagan Street, you've got the quadplex on the corner; those are individually owned. You've got another duplex; those are individually owned. My thing is, what I would prefer up there is subdividing the residential and make houses up there, because we need more houses here in the city of Lithonia. And thank you for letting me speak today.
Thank you for your comment. All right, who's next? Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is Deborah Jackson. I'm at 2572 Wigan Street, and I wanted to speak in favor of the development and state the concerns that have been raised about this. And so, in terms of the city being able to grow and expand, it's important to have more people who are coming and moving into the city. And so, for what I understand about this particular development, that maybe there might be some conditions that could be put on there to address the concern about non-seniors residing there. But I think that it would present really a great opportunity to increase the number of people that we have in the city, to be able to support the businesses that we have in the city, because people are concerned about traffic, but cities grow if you have traffic. That means that people are coming through and contributing and supporting the events and activities that we have here. If it's necessary to have an environmental study done to make sure that the property is able to be built on, but I would think that the developers would be putting that kind of effort into it before spending a lot of money and time and effort before, to be able to get to this point. I understand it's a $32 million project once everything is completely built out. And I think that it would add to the city. You could address, like I said, add conditions in terms of the buffer. If there's a need for some fencing to, make sure that the area is secure. Working with the county in terms of being able to expand the street so that there is not, traffic congestion. But overall, having more people come into the city, I think would be a good thing for the city. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. All right, who's next? Ms. Llewellyn.
They had me sign the wrong sheet. I'm opposed to it.
You can come on.
I'm actually opposed to them doing it's a RM 75 on our street. And the reason is they were dwelling homes in that community, and it should stay that way. And it's unsafe for them to fill over that reservoir anyway. And then too, we have noise over there. It'll be heavy traffic, and 7-8 units in that area. It just wouldn't be good for that community. in our community. So we just don't want it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, who's next?
At this time, I have a traditional, then I signify whether it be for the end of July.
Do you know the name?
I'm sorry. Next door to, well, um, um, my concern is, it's like, the address is 6787, right next door, so for the development, is that gonna be, like, is that gonna be the parking lot, of this complex, or is it gonna be a fence there, is it gonna be a driveway, is it gonna be a street there, because that's right next door to my house. As far as so many, buildings in there, and so many units in there, I don't want that, I am all for 55 plus. So,
All right, thank you for your comment. Ms. Reed?
Good afternoon. I'm Alita Reed. I live at 2500 Park Drive. I was here the last time we talked about apartments, which were going to be totally for seniors. So now we're back to 55 and up. I would like to see single-family homes there to go with the community. And one reason being because I have apartments behind me. So I feel like you don't need another apartment complex in that community. You're gonna have traffic, and I've already heard that the new recreation center, they're gonna be opening out the streets, going that way. That's all well and good. It needs to be done. It should have been done years ago. But as far as the complex they want to put, I don't think it would be a good idea. I think they could put either cottages there for 55 and up or single family homes. And then you won't have as many people in that vicinity. So I'm against this concept.
Thank you. All right, is that the last one?
after the last, has always been the opposition. I'm just submitting an opposition here. So I'm reading this. I needed here. I'm a co-owner on Parker Drive and down the street from the proposed zoning application site. I am writing to express my strong opposition to the proposed rezoning that would allow the construction of an important complex in our neighborhood. While I recognize the importance of providing I do not believe this location is appropriate for a development of this size and our community is made up of quiet residential neighborhoods served primarily by narrow single lane roads that were never designed to accommodate the increased traffic generated by a large apartment. Adding residents, employees, visitors, deliveries, services, and emergency responders, making it worse impact conditions. You create additional safety, pedestrian safety, and another major issue. Much of the area lacks sidewalks, forcing residents, children, and those walking pets to share the road with the people. Increasing traffic without first investing in pedestrian infrastructure looks absolutely rare. The construction phase alone would have substantial impact on nearby residents through the months of heavy equipment, noise, dust, vibration, and construction. These disruptions could affect the quality of life for surrounding homeowners. I am also concerned that no comprehensive wildlife or environmental impacts study has been completed that I am aware of. Our area provides habitat for numerous species of birds, bats, and other wildlife. Resulting in large-scale development should not proceed without fully understanding and mitigating the environmental impacts. The proposed development also raises concerns about storm runoff, strain on existing utilities and public services, increased demand on local roads, and long-term character environmental.
property values and reduce the appeal of the neighborhood for current and future homeowners. I respectfully ask the planning commission and elected officials to deny this rezoning request and instead prioritize investments that improve the quality of life for the residents who are already called this community home. Thank you for your time and consideration. Mayor and Chair. All right. At that time, that
Thank you so much. At this time, we have on the agenda for decision 6801 and 6787 Parkway Drive. I would like our planning and zoning administrator, Mr. Bill Johnston, to come forward. The applicant? Okay. All right. Is that no?
that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Good. How are you?
Michael Cypher with the
Real quick, Mayor, we're just,
Okay. All right. Can I get a motion to close? Okay. Just close it. Okay. I would like to go ahead and close the public hearing at this time. We'll hear from Mr. Michael Sappho, the actual applicant. Let me hold it.
Let me help out.
I'm Michael Cypher with JA's Development. Thanks for taking the time to hear my request to change this zoning. I want to ask a few questions, but I'll talk specifically about the project. This is a 78 unit senior, active senior unit development. This is going to be adults only, no children. We are making every effort to expand the roadway in front of the development. We've increased the setback. We're moving forward toward making sure this is a nice community. We hope that it's our project, along with the church, along with Lithonia Amphitheater. Some of the other components would be the building blocks necessary to change and impact the neighborhood in a very positive way. For some of the people who raise issues regarding the environmental, Core Engineering has done extensive studies on the site. We're spending $32 million. We would not go out and just assume that we can build. We have done a full-blown phase back. This development, we quietly marketing the project. We found a considerable amount of interest, particularly folks seeking seniors, seeking to downsize. And we feel very confident that we can make this work. And I'll reserve my time for answering questions.
All right. At this time, Mayor. Yeah, I can take that.
It's just part of these.
Ms. Ashley, I want to make sure. Is this the time for council to ask a question? Okay. Council, whenever you're ready.
Okay, well, I'll start off since, everybody think I'm building it myself, but I'm just a council person trying to advance the city forward, right? So I have worked with Mike since last year on this project. I've heard the things that went on years before, that we were doing something like a yellow brick house, and that was rejected, right, by the community. Nobody wanted that.
Personal care home.
Personal care home. So now this is just a regular senior apartment. It's not that thing with heavy traffic and stuff. And I just did, I got some comments. The main thing that I think, because you may not be aware of, but the city, we have been doing a great job. We have excellent plans for Parkway. Parkway, now but I haven't seen anybody over here complain about it. Drug infested, walking around, trash everywhere, drug camps. People are, having sex in vans for drugs. All that's on Parkway now. This is what we plan for. I keep telling people that. So now we're trying to make something different. We started with mayor and council put down the sidewalks, which is nice. Everybody like that, right? That's going to continue on to the amphitheater. And the project is a part of the widening of Parkway. We everybody know we're having a kids breakfast center coming a little further down the street, just a couple of more yards down. With the agreement with the county, Stonecrest's gonna expand the street just a little bit more because we do regulation to Lithonia Industrial to make it operable for the cars. The city of Lithonia's responsibility from that center to Main Street, expand the sidewalk. Parkway is not going to be the sleepy town street anymore. Right? The city is growing. Like the mayor said, more people in, better community, support businesses on Main Street. The development is a part of that. So instead of us spending money on the widening on that section, they agreed to expand that section in front of the church. So the things that there's a lot of misinformation, hundreds of it. I know people like to just say stuff to rile people up. And I have the questions here that I'm gonna go over to everybody saying. 300 people in apartments. All right, let me just move it. And now I'll let the council. So Mr. Garner talked about the reservoir on the property. I myself, 20 years ago, had the Kellys break that up. The animals were dying and drowning in there. It was a horrible thing. We broke that up. All that's discipline. We broke that up and took the stuff away. It's full of, the widening of the street. That's already in place. We're gonna do that stuff. And I'll say this. Y'all know me. I'm not here to do anything underhanded or make the community look bad. I've been here for a long time. You see me everywhere. I live right up the street. It's not like I live, nowhere else. I live on Church Street. So I'm a part of the community. And I wouldn't do anything to make the community look bad. And we appreciate y'all coming here. But I'm sorry, it was a lot of misinformation to get you here. But I'm glad you're here. So now we're going to straighten it all right? So the Widener Street, Miss Holman, I think I was telling her she's right up on the street. Please annex into the city. That's all you have to do. Get everybody in the neighborhood start annexing into the city. We'll take care of it. Oh, somebody was saying they weren't. Oh, on Phillips Street. So all Phillips Street could come in the city. We can take care of it. We got the police department. All right. Shh. All right. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. All right. You say you want it.
Are we asking him questions?
Air from truck cars. That's not an issue. Everybody has emissions on their car. There's no air pollution. Right? Crime has been there for years. The city has done a great job. The police department has already cleared that out. We're working on all those drug deals, and nobody said anything about that for the last couple of years. Right? So now there's an issue with new apartment. All right. So stormwater runoff. He's going to explain that we do have a retaining pond. All this. Yeah. I just want this to address this. Mr. Jackson, what benefits the city? Thank you, sir. So what benefits the city is something new and developed, bringing in people, seniors. And I'm in 55. Well, this is mostly private building. It's not subsidized, right? So there's retired folks bringing in some brains and some things that people will come in and help with the city, because that's what we lack, that kind of skill to help the city grow. In the city, hey, they could take my place, be great people. I'm sure that want to get into it. So that's how we benefit the city. And then downtown, we get some things we can draw those folks into the city. Catholic 3.9 acres. I don't know, we get 375 people. All right. Oh, all right, Kat, thank you. So the misinformation that y'all received, we're gonna hope to correct that right now. But I just want to address those couple of things. To you guys, thank you for coming. I know y'all may have been misled to feel. All right, all right. Well, with all that said, I'll relieve it back to the council for them to talk about it.
Council, do you have any questions for the applicant?
I just want to add one. We have secured approval from the Cab Water Center, assuming regarding requirements. We have that letter. These has that letter. We secured that. All the documentation necessary.
Oh, fix.
We did not put the proof of fast on. We planned for this to be.
I guess, okay. So it's 78 units, right?
78 years.
Okay, so, and it's considered a senior,
Active scene.
active senior. Okay. So can you change that percentage at any time? Is it 100%?
Active scene.
Okay. Okay. And
I don't know where the 20% active scene.
Yeah.
What paper is that?
Okay,
See that paper?
so, Mr. Johnson, did I overlook that on your report? Is it, your estimate, is it 100%, senior, 55 and up? Is it 100%? Because I was under the impression that at some point, I'm asking, that you can, qualify to be 55 and older with just a percentage, and then you can have another percentage for just adults. So how does that go?
Right, there's, there are regulations that allow us, allows the under 60 plus. And the point that I'd like to make is that I still care for this. They want to share with you. But I'm discriminating against it. There's things that allow to curb performance with building housing, fair housing act. So they're as private, they're not getting federal money, as I understand. So they can go 100% for getting federal money, then maybe ratchet it down to 80%. There's a lot of things that can be done to promote senior community without children. Things with private nature funding.
Okay, so private funding, so he can, have the facility 100% seniors, without you saying, you don't want to discriminate. If you say that again, that part about discrimination.
Federal law says permissible limitations in sale, rental, or occupancy of dwellings, religious organizations or private clubs, housing for old persons. It's an option. Let me just read through quick regulation. Defined in the federal program, intended for and solely occupied by persons 62 years of age and older. Intended and offered in occupancy, but at least one person 55 years of age and older per unit. The administrator shall develop regulations which require at least the following factors.
Can I stop you right there? So the unit has to house at least one person that's 55 years old.
And there's the option also, it could be 62 years.
Or
Intended
60.
for and solely occupied by persons 62 years of age or older.
For federal
Is it
funding.
solely, or it has to occupy? So if you have a 2-bedroom unit, 2 people can be there. One has to be at least 55 or 62. Can the other one be under? Okay, so it could be their grandson, 21-year-old grandson, possibly.
has stated that they're not going to allow children. I guess there has to be something in the.
So then that would sound like discrimination. But I mean, if the record says that, I mean, it says that one person has to be at least 55. I'm just trying to understand.
You're the builder. You are gonna be responsible for managing the complex. You're not gonna go out.
We have all
But what is that you're reading from? What is that?
Not
No.
my report.
Is it regarding public funding with that, say a private person could require only seniors in all total units? You know what I mean? Oh, maybe I can't say that.
No, it's a question. I'm not quite sure. I know that you can come very close to the 80% of units, 80% of the 78.
Can I ask the question transparently? What we're trying to ask, not
Sure,
transparent, what we're trying to ask is, if you go ahead with the development, you're telling us right now, on record, that it's solely gonna be 55 and older community.
100% senior.
100%, you're telling us that?
That's
that
correct.
now. 2 years down the road,
It's not gonna be that.
you don't want code enforcement coming to your property because there are reports that there are young adults there out loitering. But we don't want, and we don't want to have to come back to you and say, look, you told us 100%.
I got you.
So I guess my question is, how do you manage that?
Renting the units to 100 to a person that's 55 and older, and they show proof.
I have, so where did you derive your information from that states that at least one person has to be 55 or 62? Where did that information come from?
It's the 2024 Code of Georgia, Title 8, Buildings and Housing, Chapter 3, Housing Generally, Article 4, Fair Housing, Section 83205. That may not mean much.
Well, it means that it's law. It sounds like it's law. So then, if you say that differently, then you're not going by the law that
We're 100% private finance. We're not using any federal funds, so we're gonna
You have
be
to follow the
Wait.
law. That's all it has to do.
Right.
Funding, that's the Georgia law says, exactly as it stated. At least one person has to be 55 or 62. It doesn't say person number 2 has. And that's, I guess that's the question that everyone that I've spoken to that is against it has to be strong.
very
Another question. So, question number 2 is, do you have other projects
not in
that
there.
are successful?
Not in there.
Not in every-
But couldn't someone bring up a lawsuit if they going by the law, opposed to saying that they've been discriminated and my grandma is in this apartment and that I should be able to stay there with my grandma because the law says that at least one person, and my grandma's 65, so why couldn't I stay there with her?
It's least specific.
But your lease, is that abiding by the law? You could put a lease there,
Right.
but no, something, whatever. But your lease has to abide by the law. If other than that,
Well,
that's my.
I'll make this one comment. We are aggressively marketing this property at 55 and older. Our roots, and we are making promises as part of the lease that will be no children. That is in the lease. There are specific restrictions related to that. There are 55 units all over town operating under the same rules.
That was a question I was asking people saying like this such thing as 55.
All over.
So,
What is going to constitute that?
so all those folks are all 55 and older. So what is the question of not be that same?
So yeah, Mr. Johnson, there's one on Covenant Highway. There's senior living,
So how do they get away with not having having just seniors? I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The term now, it's the new adult living. Right. That's active adult.
Active adults.
So they can have tennis courts, basketball courts, just 55. I mean, I don't know if you can hang with.
Yeah.
You know,
So then is it law? Is it not law? Because is it discrimination or is it not discrimination? If they're able to, 55 and older, it's 55 and older, no kids, no kids.
I think the Fair Housing Act speaks for itself.
Fair Housing
Like
Act.
this, we don't have to worry. It's my non-lawyer opinion.
Attorney.
One purpose of tonight's meeting is to about conditions. And I'm sure that the developer has certain things that they can do, like the buffer. I heard the buffer is only 3 feet. I don't know where that came from. It's 10 feet.
Well, one of the concerns was about the children and other people living in there. That was a major concern of the phone calls that I've been getting since July 3rd.
Can I ask one question?
The whole, I mean, I mean,
What is that paper?
okay, another concern was, what is, if you were to start, what's the span of time that the project would take?
Sure.
Yes, from the start date to the finishing. How many? 18 months? What would be the footage from your existing resident to your property? And maybe it's the fence. You say you are going to put a fence. It's going to be a gated community. How far off from the property is the fence going to be? How far would it
Be on property, 5 feet from. We do not have parking on anybody's property.
There's a transitional
easement?
district, but that's in the ordinance. The way it's written, it does not apply to the property. Conditions that I recommended in the report is that the buffer be placed anyway, even though it's part of the ordinance. Just because you get single family detached next to what's going to be. The other thing, a lot of the requirements are not part of the zoning, actually, like the land disturbance permit, that comes after, so many things, they won't be done, it sounds like quite a lot of the news.
One of the other questions that was asked from some of the calls that I received, a comprehensive traffic impact study. Has that been done?
It would be required by ordinance, impact analysis. You want to speak to that?
We had an impact analysis based on our engineering report to make sure we had the proper setbacks, the egress, ingress. It was recommended to us to have a ingress, egress, decel lane. We added that. That's why we've agreed to extend, pay for the lane, widening the road from our property.
An infrastructure capacity assessment.
Already
Okay.
for engineering.
And is that available
Yes.
to the public? Yes. Environmental and stormwater analysis.
We have a phase 1 environmental done. We did phase 2 was not required. Watershed management gave us a full, complete, okay for water capacity and soil capacity.
Stormwater, because I think I heard you say that earlier. Chief, you have to let me know if it's a written determination of consistency with the city's comprehensive plan and future land use policy. We can do that.
There was a comment about the county's comprehensive plan. What the city's.
Let's see here about comprehensive plan.
City's comprehensive plan, which I review, writing a report such as this. Comprehensive plan on this property. Surprisingly enough, but it does. The text of the comprehensive plan plan, that Lithonia's comprehensive plan allows multi-family residential. So DeKalb's comprehensive plan doesn't have much to do with what happens in Lithonia.
So in the plan, it states that there's multifamily in that area.
It's one of the land uses. It
What
doesn't
land uses?
specifically reference that area. It's just a citywide reference. So I have to look at those, what are the uses that are allowed under this. It's a character area. It's not the zoning. The zoning's over 60. It's a character area. And that is traditional residential. And then it goes on to include multifamily.
Okay, gotcha. A physical impact assessment evaluating the long-term costs and benefits of the proposed development.
That was done in our statement.
Okay. And then adequate opportunity for residents to review these materials and provide meaningful public comments before final vote is what was requested from the community. That's all I have right now, Mayor.
Okay. Anyone else?
I would like to know, when was you, how long has it been since that study was done?
The environmental,
The whole,
environmental was done, I believe, 3.5 years ago.
okay, so it hasn't been updated or basically stay the
Not
same?
necessarily. Typically, a update is required if they recommend phase 2. It was not, phase 2 was not recommended.
Can you tell us why? It wasn't recommended?
Because there was no findings that led to them to do further investigation.
Okay, but since it's been 3 years, still the
Land still
same.
same. Had moved.
They still-
Now, not that I'm trying to be funny, but
I know, I'm not
nothing has
acting
changed
like
on the
that.
property other than we're cleaning it up, getting rid of tires, and everything. It's a dump site.
One more question, I'm sorry. 78 units and it's 3 stories.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
There's gonna be an elevator available?
2.
2 elevators available?
And lobby.
Okay. Do you see possibly wanting to add more units?
Yeah.
Can't add more units, that's the top.
All right. Did you have anything?
I just
Closing.
would encourage everyone to review the report. So many questions.
At this point, we have on the agenda for decision of zoning for these locations, 6801 and 6787 Parkway Drive. What is the pleasure of council at this moment?
I'd like to make a motion to table this decision, this conversation.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
July 21. I'd like to take this to July 20th, this work session of 20.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
I just had a question. Ms. Mickey, you'll be there? You'll be there for that discussion?
July 20th. July 20th?
5:30.
5:30 p.m. All right. Next up will be for decision the fiscal year 2027 budget. City Administrator, you ready? Oh, we got another public hearing for budget.
Hello again.
Hello.
I just would like to clarify for the record. So grant funding is not a part of like the fiscal budget. If not, then I probably won't be able to speak on it. But if it is, I would love to share.
Grant funding. She wants to speak on grant funding regarding the budget.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was actually part of. So, okay, good evening again. Already kind of did a brief introduction earlier, but like I stated earlier, my name is Kimberly Davis. I currently live at 1961 Eastern Farm Road, Lithonia, Georgia 30058. Like I mentioned earlier, the issues that are like I guess prevalent is that even though my address states Lithonia, Georgia, I'm part of unincorporated DeKalb. So as far as the budget goes, first and foremost, I do want to congratulate the city of Lithonia for the $1.2 million Protect Our Streets grant that was awarded. I was just recently informed that that has been a grant that has already been issued or has been here for quite some time now. Maybe I didn't do my due diligence the way I thought I did, but I thought it was something that was recent. However, an issue still is prevalent that most of the kids that are being served within that resource center are not actual Lithonia like residents because as you guys mentioned, Lithonia is only 2 miles wide. And so if students are being served, I love the kids, but for the kids, again, my concentration is nonprofit management with a focus in youth development. I'm all for the kids being serviced, you know, regardless of whatever the case may be, because I know that sometimes they need help. But again, if students are able to receive resources within a grant funding, students are also at like if their data is being used to win grant funding, to acquire grant funding, then those students, their parents, whomever their caretakers are not able to get local code enforcement or able to get any type of service because they're technically unincorporated cow. I think that that's kind of an issue that I want to again be addressed. I do believe that someone also mentioned to me that there were plans to, you guys call it annexation, to adopt certain roads or excuse me, certain roads, like where I live, hopefully sooner than later. But again, my issue is that these students are being serviced, and yes, I love that. But then in the same breath, their parents are not able to receive the proper democratic representation that they need if they need it. I just want to mention that.
All right, anyone else?
Good evening, and thanks for the opportunity to come before you. I actually did not know you were discussing the budget tonight because I didn't see it on the agenda. I'm glad I'm here. Just had a chance to look at it very briefly. Now, based on the budget that you guys have proposed for 27, it looks like your revenue and your expenditures are almost $200,000 lower than your projected budget last year. And if that is the case, then I'm a little confused why you're raising taxes. So based on the documents that I saw online, that there is increase in property taxes, but your budget is decreased. So I don't know if you're going to discuss that tonight or because I didn't see any notices as to when you were deliberating on budget hearings. I don't know where you were in that process, but if you were lowering your budget, then our property taxes should also be lower. If you are raising our tax, then I need to understand why and what that is doing for me. Based on your budget for 27 is lower than your 26, but you're raising property taxes. Thank you.
At this moment, I'm not sure if I'm correct. This is what the city is correct? Fifteen. Okay. All right. So at this moment, we are done with the public hearing, correct? All right. Thank you. Let's move over to omission. And we have Chief Dejanette, you ready?
Good evening.
Good evening.
In reference to all business, we have the dog park. There's no decision tonight. We're still waiting on one more quote for the turf. That's what we're waiting on now. I know we had two. We're waiting on one more. So until I can get this other one to come in, there's no decision.
At this moment, did you have any questions for Chief?
I do.
Regarding dog park?
Yeah, so the tarp, so we agreed to the tarp, because I thought at some point,
The turf, I'm
Turf.
bringing you guys quotes.
so we just getting close.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Next up, action orders and city clerk, we have a second read ordinance. This is regarding alcohol beverages.
Yes, ma'am. It's just second read to our previously approved ordinance amendments that were passed June 1st, excuse me. My second read, these will make the fully enacted. First, I believe, is our alcohol. An ordinance to amend the code of ordinance, City of Lithonia, Georgia, by amending chapter 4, alcoholic beverages, by repealing and replacing the same, to provide for modification, to provide for suitability, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to provide an adoption date, to provide an effective date, and for all other purposes allowed by law. The alcohol ordinance.
Thank you so much. Can we proceed to the second read of the amendment for chapter 8 buildings and construction?
By the City of Lithonia, Georgia, by chapter 8, construction, repealing and replacing the same, to provide for modification, to provide for suitability, to provide for conflicting ordinances, to provide an adoption, to provide an effective date, and for all other purposes allowed by law.
And can we proceed to the second read of ordinance amendment chapter 10 businesses?
An ordinance to amend the code of ordinances by the City of Lithonia, Georgia, by amending chapter 10, businesses, by repealing and replacing the same, to provide for modification, to provide for suitability, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to recommend an adoption date, to recommend an effective date, and with all other purposes allowed by law.
Thank you so much. Thank you for those reads. We want to proceed to new business. Public Works Building, Chief Dejanette.
Uh, Public Works Building. We plan on having a decision on that too. But because of the bids for the parking lot, me and Harry have to review the sealed bids and bring those before you. So we can't really decide anything on the Public Works Building. Although you're familiar, we talked about moving the Public Works Building from where the new parking lot is going to be to the Boy Scout hut. In order to extend the new parking lot, we don't have the tractors and the lawnmowers running over the brand new parking lot. So we should have that to you guys by next month in the special.
While you're up, Chief, don't have anything to report as far as city administrator or police department.
City administrator report. We do have the bids, and we have received 5 bids. As soon as me and Harry can review the bids and compare them equally, make sure we got apples to apples on every bid, which we should be doing tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll have that to council. I hope to have that to council on Monday of next week for the special call meeting. Also, attended GMA, a lot of good information came out of GMA, a lot of new House bills and Senate bills that are passing that we're kind of watching. But we're working with Vicky to kind of make sure that we're on board with everything. As far as the police report goes, nothing really to report there. Pretty quiet. 4th of July went great. I don't know if you saw the news. Some cities in DeKalb had some hectic 4th of July. We actually had very quiet 4th of July, which we were proud of. We did staff it with 5 officers all night long. That's all I need.
Thank you. Anything on over the work?
lot of stuff going on in the city. I guess everybody knows that. I did have some stuff I wanted to pass out to everybody, but then I see it was too many.
We like that.
And we love it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just pass some around. If y'all wanna see it or whatnot, whatever stuff. Whatnot, anyway. I just want to see it. What do you say?
The Johnson's right here.
Some of y'all know exactly what we're discussing. So everybody can understand what's happening right now. The most important thing right now, guys, is that it is our health. Right now, I'm dealing with contacts that I have at the CDC. And we have the West Nile virus that's still in play. It is important that we understand the trash that we leave out, the tires we leave out, the buckets we leave out, plants we leave out, things that would accumulate even a top from a bottle of water. It will allow mosquitoes to breed within 5 to 7 business days. These mosquitoes will attack seniors, anybody above the age of 60, you or anyone else that has underlying symptoms of cancer, underlying symptoms of diabetes, anything like that, you can West Nile virus from one type of mosquito. We're not realizing how important this is. I am constantly trying to talk to people about cleaning up their yards, picking up trash. I know you get upset with me when I mail my letters out to you. I post them to your mailbox. I know how it is, but I'm only doing it because I love you. I love you enough to tell you to clean up. It is important to clean up. And when you park on your grass, what you're doing is putting a mud puddle on your property. And that puddle is going to collect water eventually. And that water is going to breed mosquitoes. That's why it's against the code to park. You need to put something down that is comfortable. We still accept rocks, stones, gravel, whatever, pavers, whatever. We accept that here. But we do not accept you parking on grass, dirt, things of that nature, especially up near your house. If your gutters are full, we need you to clean out your gutters, because all you're doing is going to breed mosquitoes. That water hose is going to breed a mosquito. We're asking you nicely, please, please, think about your property. Think about everything that goes on. Your neighbor doesn't want to look at the eyesore or anything else. These old cars you got sitting in your yard, we're asking you to get rid of them. If you're not able to repair those cars, they look beautiful in their time, they truly did, but it's over now. So we're asking you to clean it up, fix up, clean up your house, take some pride in yourself. Cleaning up means everything to us. And that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to beautify. I used to call it lovely Lithonia when I was growing up. So this is what we need again. We need Lithonia to be lovely. So I'm asking you, all these people that y'all see dumping mattresses, that one of the biggest areas of dumping mattresses right now is over there on Parkway. It's one of my main areas. I'm constantly trying to get mattresses out. I'm picking up buckets. Y'all got to be thankful I don't have a tree. Because this is serious. We got all kinds of stuff that being dumped down. People are stealing wires. They're dumping stuff on Swift Street. They're dumping on Council. We can't even get our dog park together because they're completely dumping everything else. I got everything going on right now. So that's what I'm saying. I would appreciate your help. I would appreciate your help as a citizen to help me. When y'all see any kind of stray dogs out here wandering around, please, I can't see everything. I appreciate your calls. I appreciate your email, photos that helps. Whenever y'all see something, say something. Don't sit here and say, oh, well, why ain't you seeing nobody? Can't be everywhere. But when you see it, say something to me, bring it to my attention so I can address whoever the owners are. I need you guys to help. That's all I'm asking for the citizens to help. Whatever you do, you see my process. I made sure that everybody get a chance to see the process work. You can see that process. In that process, you'll see how those steps go. And I don't play at this courtroom. If I bring you in here, you better believe I got pictures. I got pictures of what you're doing in that violation. And I'm gonna make sure I go take you to the fullest extent. I don't play when it comes to code because I care. Anybody who knows me know that. So if y'all got any questions, please let me know. Mayor, council, got anything for me that y'all wanna bring up?
Well, thank you again
Thank you.
for coming out and speaking, especially since we have a crowd today. This is my neighbor, Mr. Jackson. If you don't mind, Mayor, can I allow him to ask the question? Is it co-related? Mr. Jackson, can I let him ask the question?
Right now, there's a rectangle, here's on the street. It's in the curve, so you gotta try to get on the left side, or you gotta try to straddle it, and if somebody comes, you gotta stop right there. Okay. That's been out there for 3 years now, it's still there.
So is that a stone crest area that you're speaking of?
Yeah, that's Stonecrest.
Yeah. Definitely, you know, if it's something that, you know, we can look into and give them a call, I'll be glad to give them a call. Okay. So it's something I can give a call to. So that means that, Mr. Jackson, you can take that photo and then send it to me, right? Sounds like.
And that's what I was gonna ask, Sergeant Roseberry, right? Very sorry. Keep thinking of food seasoning. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
If you don't mind, if everybody didn't get your printouts, if you could just restate your number, I know you have a city number and an email so they can put it down, because I know.
Absolutely, absolutely. We want to make sure everybody has that. You can reach me at any given time. I don't stop my calls. Shut off. I still take my calls from my citizens. Because I want to know how long you guys work. And I want to know. So my calls, I don't stop. I want y'all to know that. It doesn't just stop. It's not a 9 to 5 to me. I don't get involved like that. When I get involved, I get involved. I care about my city. So if y'all got anything, my phone number is 470-413-2650. Definitely, reach me on email at code.enforcement@Lithonia.city.org. So if you guys need me, I am available. Home inspections for people who have violations as renters. I do that. If you are renting a property and you have violations in your home, code enforcement. We are here to make sure you live in a safe, comfortable environment, no matter where you are. If you're in this city, we care. Yes, 470-413-2650. It's on the back.
And also, Sergeant, the city website, is that still okay for them to go on there?
Absolutely. They can
And it
visit the
comes
city
directly.
website. They can leave messages for me, go online and also fill out forms. If they have violations that they see, you can make that complaint online. Please, we ask you to use it, please. It's on Civic Plus. They'll then get it to me and then I can address the issue.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Did a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Any updates from council?
know some of my favorites. At the intersection of Stone Mountain Street and College, right by the church corner, there is a hole in the street. I'm tired of it. It is being addressed by the County. Mr. Munson's team they've been notified. I think we're just waiting on the County to out to get them prepared. Those have been asking me.
Thank you. Any other updates?
Piggyback on that real quickly, so you know, there's 3 water lines that's run under there. We got to pull the GIS map underneath there. Water line. So the watershed possibly a leak, issue on in the stream. Did take a look at the
Thank you so much. Any other council member updates? All right, I don't have an update tonight. Is there a need for executive session? Already asked. No one popped up. All right, and you said there is a need for executive session? All right, I need a motion to go into executive session for real estate.
I make a motion to go into executive session for real estate.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing. All right, we ready? All right, we are now back in our normal city council meeting. There was no votes taken in executive session for real estate, no information to share at this time. I would like to go ahead and proceed with a motion to adjourn this meeting.
A motion. Go ahead.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you so much. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
I'll have a great, wonderful time.
Okay, yeah. It is.